take criticism well?
Like, what can I say? Maybe just like admitting you're wrong in a situation, or being able to even introspect.
Okay.
Especially if you're like trying to make a point, then shutting out the possibility that you also could be wrong, but emphasizing the fact that you've been wronged.
Okay.
That was so hard for me.
Hey guys, this is Anesu, aka Nyati Shonga.
Hello, my name is Chido, aka Chizzy. Wagwan, Advocate Amanda here. Hi everyone, this is Kuda, aka Cooks. Hi, and welcome to As Told by Us, the podcast. This is a weekly podcast where 4 professional millennials discuss living in Zimbabwe and trying to figure life out.
Someone once told us the grass is much greener on the other side.
But from where we're standing, our grass is green. Subscribe, like, share, comment down below.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of As Told by Us, the podcast. Guys, so we have a missing voice.
Yes.
I don't know if the listeners caught on to that in the last episode, but we have a man down, a woman.
Woman down.
A woman down.
Sending her love and flowers to
Send her flowers, yeah. Send her eco cash.
Damn, send us eco cash.
Yeah. Also.
Or inbox.
And I think in the last episode we had done a listener's choice, so we just decided to kind of continue with that listener's choice, on that listener's choice streak. So this week, we had a couple of people send in anonymous topics, and we really liked this one. So it's toxic traits that women normalize. You know, so we're introspective Huns, right? Like we like to be accountable.
I don't like it.
We must be accountable. Yeah. Like, do you guys think women can be toxic? Like, for real?
Yes, but it's not our fault.
It's a trauma response.
Wow.
All right, let's get into it. This is gonna be a hard one.
This is going to be a hard one. And I think 6 is itching because
6 is exciting.
this is his chance to really... He's literally doing fist bumps. Others, what are they called? Fist bumps.
Air
Punches.
Air punch.
Air punches. Yeah, not fist bumps. So yeah, guys, let's get into it. What are some of the toxic traits that we as women have normalized?
All right. Should we just go through the list?
I mean,
Because there's a lot.
Lists.
do you think you have a toxic trait?
Unfortunately, I'm a bit perfect.
Oh,
But if I had to dig deep,
yeah, please. This is the whole point of the episode.
I don't, I don't know if I take criticism well. Probably. Yeah.
Is that a toxic trait?
Yeah.
Or that's just normal that people just don't usually take criticism well?
Like, what can I say? Maybe just like admitting you're wrong in a situation, or being able to even introspect.
Okay.
Especially if you're like trying to make a point, then shutting out the possibility that you also could be wrong, but emphasizing the fact that you've been wronged.
Okay.
That was so hard for me.
Whoa.
It's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. But I think I'm also with Amanda though.
Yeah.
It's hard to say you're wrong, guys.
Yeah.
As a woman, I don't know why we're wired like that. It's so difficult to actually say, okay, fine, you were right in that situation. It's more like you just ignore and then let's just move on.
I think maybe we don't know
It's like
we don't know what to
like-
do with it
Yeah.
at that point, because you're so used to the narrative that, you know, I'm the damsel, everything is for me, and you know, if I'm not happy, the world is bad.
So playing the victim, basically.
Yeah.
Like we have normalized playing the victim. Like, I've been toxic because, well, I was traumatized.
But also I'm a Sagittarius.
And also,
that's just how I am.
This is how I am. Can you let's move on, okay?
what was me? Like, I'm having a hard time. I'm on my period.
Have you used that one before? Seems
But
very.
that's legitimate.
That's also legit though. Like, actually,
I feel like that one is.
if I snap at you and I'm in my follicular phase, I'm sorry. Let's charge it to the game.
Yeah, I think that one is biology, guys.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to our episode on vaginas.
Wait, is it follicular phase?
Yeah.
I think so.
But it's the luteal that's tricky, ne?
That one is the one where you're tired,
Where you're
and
tired
you're just
and
irritable. Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, one on the list: jealousy and possessiveness.
I'm not possessive. Maybe
No,
my
I
lack
like-
of possessiveness and jealousy is a toxic trait.
Is it really toxic? Because I mean, if it's mine, it's mine.
I think sometimes we border on the toxicity as women, especially if it's like your man is, that's my man. Send me your location. I know people in relationships where the wife, she doesn't give him a break in terms of calls. So it's calls throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it's what are you doing now? I'm at work. 20 minutes later, what are you doing now? I'm still at work. If he goes on business trips or whatever, she's really checking. She's checking to see. I'm sure she even has a mirrored WhatsApp on her phone. It's like that.
Dang.
Yeah, possessiveness to that extent.
Do you like when women are possessive?
I'm jealous.
And jealousy?
I think in moderation, it's super attractive. It's hot, you want. But then now, when it's look, every 20 minutes, it's a bit much.
So how often? What are the intervals that are okay? Every 2 hours?
In fact, if there's a schedule, there's already a problem. It should just be okay, play it by the day, It's good morning, what, okay, I'm working. But now it's when it just becomes frequent, when it becomes an annoyance, I can't put it down to a specific number, but as soon as it becomes overbearing, kind of, that's when red flag.
Red flag even.
Red flag.
Could you expand on that? Oh, am I possessive? I'm really thinking about it because I am, but in a jokey manner, but also I'm not joking. But then at the same time, it's not that serious. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm not the on a schedule, 20 minutes call, whatever. But then, sometimes we'll go, say, maybe to the shops or something, and you'll have an exchange with, say, the teller or something.
And then you're
I always do the that type of thing. Where it's it's a joke. Where
what?
When you mock someone. So if you're oh, thank you very much, and I'm thank you very much. That kind of thing. But it's not serious. It's not I'm actually in my feelings about that. I'm possessive in the sense that I expect him to behave in a certain kind of way with
Yeah.
other women.
Yeah.
But I also expect that I don't have to, enforce it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm going to feel it in certain ways. But then, I mean, if he acts right, then we don't have
chilled.
problems.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where it can cross the line. I'd like to think I don't cross the line. But yeah, I don't know if I'm the best to gauge this. Maybe let me phone a friend and find out what he thinks.
You were asking something before I cut you off. Sorry.
I was going to ask him what makes the jealousy and possessiveness to the extreme a red flag. What's the underlying thing that puts you off? Because to me, I think about it, if I see a woman who's that way, I automatically assume it's a trauma response. She's either been through some shit or that particular person has done something to make her feel like she can't relax if he's by himself. So I'm interested to know from your perspective why you would then see someone like that, say even if it's from like a past thing, but then she has those traits. Why is that a red flag?
So there's this saying, goes like, some women give you peace the same way the mafia gives you protection.
Yeah?
So, if you're protected by the mafia, it's like, I'm protected, but I'm also in danger at the same time. It's a simultaneous situation. Yeah, kind of a hostage.
It's a double-edged
sword. So there's some hands where it's like, she wants you so bad, but it's like, I like the fact that you're serious about what we're doing, but I just feel like this is it doesn't feel normal. It's like, it's weird. And almost like in a very practical sense, if I'm going through my day and I'm extremely busy, like you are literally interrupting my day. Like in a very real sense, especially if we've talked like in the morning, it's now mid-morning, lunchtime, mid-afternoon, and it's like, it has to be a call. It has to be no less than 30 minutes. Like, it's just, it comes to a point where it's like, it's now just, like, weird.
So where there's rules now, hard and fast rules, then it becomes, like, a bit,
Yeah. And I feel like it's a form of, like you're not treating me as a person. Like, it's like an object, like a thing. That, So I think that's what it's
I see. That's interesting. All right.
I think it's interesting because Amma said something about how, like, when I see somebody being, like, overly possessive, whatever, that you'd assume immediately that it's a trauma response, right? And I think that's how these things just kind of like form. You think, it's harmless, right? It's like a harmless little cat. We can't talk for less than 30 minutes, babe. But then it kind of starts to become a bit like hard and fast rules, and it's like getting a bit scary.
Wait, sorry, I got my results. Wow.
Now you have to tell us.
So I said, babe, am I jealous or possessive? ? He replies, yes.
Just yes, full stop.
Okay, there's more typing. And then it says, in a good way.
There you go.
It's not extreme. Yeah, okay.
Please just let him know that it's already in the episode.
I'll tell him later.
So
At least he said it's not extreme, so it's not toxic.
it's not red flag.
You're not on the toxic side.
Okay.
And it's also about the timing of it, Like, if someone's like super obsessive and like we've just been talking for like 2 weeks, it's like,
Bruh.
what are we doing? Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about emotional manipulation? And like using tears. Like just crying. Weaponizing tears.
I think this is a very toxic trait that I've seen in women. And I think it's bad because it's like people who everything now has to stop because you're upset.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, ma'am.
Because like once somebody starts crying, right? Like you can't get through to them. It's like stonewall. Like it's too late. Now you have to deal with the tears first.
And that's really the intention.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of it in a general perspective, but now I can think about it like in the context of relationship. I've heard of like guy friends complaining where it's like you're having an exchange with your girl, something that she doesn't like, and then she'll cry, and that's the end of the argument because she's cried. So now you have to feed the beast until.
Hey there, lovely listeners. So listen, running a podcast in Zimbabwe is quite the journey. It requires resources. And when I say resources, I mean money, time, and effort. Wondering how you can support us? Well, we've got you covered with Inbox. Or World Remit if you're on the other side of the world and you'd love to contribute. Our Inbox number is 077-810-3171. Whether it's the cost of a cup of coffee or a virtual high five, every little bit of your support counts. Remember, supporting our podcast isn't about funding our caffeine addiction, though it is in part, but your support keeps our podcast alive and thriving and helps us create more content, ensuring that our laughter echoes through your devices. Thanks again for being part of our community and for listening.
I would
She's
take
satisfied.
it out of even relationships. I would even think of like my grandma or my mom. The drama.
They cried.
Yeah, when they reach a certain threshold of like things are not going their way, that's when the waterworks start.
Really?
No, doctor, you need some pineapple.
And then the waterworks starts.
The waterworks start.
And then you're like, okay, I can't do anything.
Now I can't. Now I have to like.
Do you then revisit the conversation? Like
revisit.
2 or 3 days later after the waterworks, can you then revisit and say, look, I want to revisit this conversation, but I want to take it from a different angle because the last time you cried.
Exactly. You have to be very sneaky in the way you bring it up again. But then I'm also like, sometimes I'm just like, because when I'm dealing with like male family members who can just go like, yo, I didn't like A, B, C, D, or this went wrong because of this, what. But then now, when it's like, because, okay, my grandma is like one of the, you know, so she has these moments where she'll just say like offside things in high pressure situations, like maybe some situations where it's maybe kind of dangerous even to her, right? So she's elderly, right? And for example, there was a time when there was a snake, big black snake, right? And it's coming through.
Like a mama.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't behave.
And I'm like,
That's the only snake that comes to mind. Big black snake.
big black snake. And and it was coming through.
Toxic trait number 3.
So it was like coming at us, right? And I'm like, yo, can you
Get out of the way.
get out of the way so that I can handle the situation, right? It's like, you don't tell me to get out of the way. I can handle this. What? I'm like,
Then you walked
yo,
away and let her handle.
No, I could not walk away. I had to actually be like, yo,
Move
I
on.
had to be like now, like actually like me, like in type thing, you know. This
So
is
did
just
she
like, no,
cry?
to me. I'm like, this
You made Gogo cry, Six.
No, he technically didn't. No.
Then I'm like, there's a snake right in front of us. Like, we actually have to do this situation right here in front of us. And then
Where were
the whole
you?
thing. I was literally, like, it's literally happened, like, we're outside, snake comes through. I'm like,
Trying to shield your
yeah, I'm
baby
like,
girl.
exactly, I'm like, out of the way type thing. But now she's taking it as like, no, I fought bigger snakes in my time. I'm like,
We're talking about this time
I'm
right
talking about
now.
this time right now. Do you see what's happening right now?
So wait, so when did the weaponized crying? It was now after the fact.
Yeah,
But
it was-
how can you?
Exactly. As the snake is going away because it ended up, because now we're bickering. The snake is also like, fam.
I'm trying to get involved. I'm just going
Yeah,
away.
so it goes off into the chicken run. And she's like, yo, yeah. I'm like, there was a danger right there. Like, if you felt like I was being disrespectful, I apologize for raising my voice. But at that time, that was like my only option to get you to actually move. Because if something does happen to you, you know, first thing people are like, yo,
Where were
nigga,
you?
you were like right there, you know.
Yeah.
So situations like that.
Yeah, I think women do. We tend to weaponize tears quite a lot. And just in general, emotional manipulation. Because that is a form of emotional manipulation.
I think another one is then failing to apologize.
Yeah.
Because I think even in retrospect, probably your grandma thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't have, but
But now she
she
kind of
never gonna say that.
Yeah.
Or what she does is she'll bring
Mama,
me a meal. She'll like, so I made you, you know, like, okay.
This is the apology.
Yeah, you just kind of have
Apology
to
accepted.
But it's kind of, I don't know, we've just normalized, because like, how do you go about life without being accountable then? Like, without, like, where you are supposed to just say, Panamba, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah, that's hard.
It's hard. I know it's hard. But it's hard because I've also learned it from women around me that, like, I did for me defeat. Like, I won't. Ooh, Johnson train. Like, I just won't do my defeat just like that. Like, I'm going to defend my point of view, even if I know it's wrong. Even if I know I was like left field, I will defend it to the bone until maybe the last moment where I was like, you know what, alright. So, but then even then, it's like.
Or sorry that you felt that way.
Yes, I'm sorry that you felt this way, but really, I'm right.
Yeah, I think it's bad. How do we heal?
I think the guys just need to accept us the way we are.
No.
I feel like
We're
what
perfect.
you were.
Also from Venus. Oh God.
No.
I feel like what you were saying in terms of like now using that like emotional manipulation, just thinking of like moms and all of that jazz, it then like you deteriorate the relationship you have with someone.
Yeah.
Because now I can't talk to you. I wanted to discuss this thing with you, but then you started crying. Now I really can't express the things I want to express to you because you either cry or you lash out or you think you're always right or you don't want to apologize.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why you're alone and you wonder why your grandkids don't visit you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Shots fired.
So I think, yes, we are like, we're a beautiful blessing to the earth. But at the same time, there's some things that we really need to work on.
So how do we not be emotionally, like, how do we not?
But you know when you're doing it though.
You know, personally, I will say, like, I really have to be like, whoa, I think Panapa, you are now being a bit manipulative.
Yeah.
Like, I think self-awareness is such a good thing. Like, hey, I know when I'm like being like, now you're being emotionally manipulative here. I think sometimes it also helps to have somebody who like calls you out to say, bruh,
Can you stop?
you're now making this about yourself. It's not about you. We're just having a conversation about and you're making it about yourself. And now it's like, just
Relax.
Something I'd like to bring up is now we're back to relationships.
Favorite topic.
Yeah.
that laugh though doesn't make me feel comfortable.
I want to talk about communication, like communication, especially during talking stage with women, right? So this is a recent occurrence here. So vibing with the hun, we go out on a date, and then she comes out to one of my shows. Good vibes. Hey, guys. And then
This is the tea the listeners like. Continue.
and then I think so. This is like probably now 3 weeks into us talking, right? And and then the vibe suddenly switches, right? And the vibe switches in a like what's going on type of thing. All of a sudden, she's MIA, etc. So at that point, actually, because we were talking consistently, I was actually worried, like, okay, maybe something happened, or like she lost a family member, or something just like, you know, happened. So then, basically, she's not replying my messages, etc. I'm like, okay, this is weird, right? And then I call her after a couple of days. I'm like, yo, what's up? It's like, no, I was just busy. I'm like,
I'm laughing.
So that's when I'm like, nah. So at that point, that's when we just stopped. I was like,
so did you communicate to her to say, look, I didn't appreciate that you fell off the face of the earth and didn't communicate with me. Therefore, I think this is where it ends. Or you also just kind of mirrored her energy.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah. I think that's my toxic trait, you see. So I feel like sometimes a non-communication is a communication. And like, it's like I get the message. Like, I feel like women know what they're doing. So I'm like...
9 times out of 10.
Yeah, so I'm like, if you know what you're doing, then I don't have to get an explanation. Like, it's cool. But then what I would have appreciated from it was like, even if like she wasn't feeling it anymore, that type of thing, just tell me. Like, not just like fall off the radar after like we've been vibing for all this time. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, you find like a lot of... Because I remember one of my friends was there when she came out to the show. It's like, so how's so-and-so? Like, bruh.
She's ghosted me.
She just wanted everybody. It's like, nah, bro. Like, you remember the one house where she was? So I'm like, is this a thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, like, I understand that maybe it's a safety thing where it's like some dudes react badly maybe to being told because you like a personality and it becomes maybe dangerous. Like, maybe it's now a defense thing. Like, let us just
backslide.
But then I just preferred like, because before that, a couple months prior, I was in another situation. And
hey
guys, I'm single.
It's okay. Yeah.
So and we had like we were actually like almost like quarter to dating, right? It's just that she was relocating.
Ooh.
And then she just came like, very honestly, just like, you know what, this is a great thing, but right now because I'm moving
it's
into
gonna be
awkward. And it was super amicable. Just like,
I hope she moved.
Cool. I'm not sure. We just got talking at that time. Yeah.
Guys, there's nothing more embarrassing than cutting all your sneaky things and then
you don't
and then visit.
You can't even revisit.
They can't revisit.
I think you raise an interesting point, like just consistency in communication, right? I think maybe, I don't know, I feel like maybe I may also have that toxic trait.
I know.
We didn't hear that, Chido?
Huh?
What's that?
What?
It was a bit low. What you say?
Huh?
What you say?
I said communication is hard.
For
No,
who?
I was just, oh my gosh. No,
It's okay. It's okay.
what did I say before? That
You said
that
you might
consistent
have
communication is my toxic trait.
Yo?
My toxic trait. My toxic trait. Which I try to work on. Really, really. Because but for me, you see, now I'm trying to justify myself. Which is not good, isn't it? But sometimes, guys, I see the message and I think I've replied. In my head, I've formulated the response. Is it not good enough?
Yeah, I understand.
Ish, you guys. No one left for my friends.
Let's dig into it because I think I also have this one. And I'm trying to think about why. And perhaps maybe it's underestimating your responsibility to someone else that you're talking to actually then respond or at least say your part to say that. Yeah.
So sometimes, right? Because like I think when we were younger, it was like I was the last one to text, so really you should be the one to text me good morning, right? But then I don't know, I just feel like if you really like the person, why are you keeping score and like waiting for the other person? Like if you're vibing, if you really like each other, it's okay to kind of just chalant.
Just chalant, bruh.
There's just to bring another case. I think we had our
a case.
We had a submission where they were talking about TikTok. What? There was like TikTok dancers. What?
Oh yeah, the anonymous.
It wasn't anonymous, but it was somebody. It was another episode suggestion where it was like, can you wife a hand who dances on TikTok?
On TikTok, right? This one. You know that thing where someone just goes and starts liking all your old posts? So this person, she starts liking like all my posts. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe she's just a fan. Maybe she just enjoys the vibe, the music, etc. Has viewed your profile. Has viewed 4 times. You know, in a day, that type of thing. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
That's how we flirt, though.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm
toxic. That's what are you saying, bro?
Sorry,
literally how we flirt.
If that's not communication, I don't know what is.
Okay, that is communication. Let me land. So I'm like, I can get a hint, right? I'm like, okay, all right, that's what time it is. All right, let me play my part. I'm sliding into the DM. Until there's a communication, there's a vested interest, let me slide the DM. Good vibes, we're chatting, good vibes. And all of a sudden, she starts acting weird. Passive aggressive. Just like...
You?
Yeah, like...
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, and I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking like,
You started
this. Like, I was doing my own thing. Now you are acting. So I'm like, so obviously, you know, you reach a point in time where it's like you've been talking in the TikTok DMs and you're like, look, let's hop on a call, a video call. Let's schedule like a date or something. Like, let's actually, you know, do something. And then now, it's like, I don't do video calls. Okay, cool. Regular call?
I understand her.
Yeah.
Because just the jump from like,
TikTok.
We were DMing on TikTok. Now you want to see my face?
Right? But like, I'm saying like, this is after like weeks.
Chido.
This one is really Chido's toxic trait. What?
No, wait. We were talking.
You see?
What?
So she says video calls now. And I'm like, cool. We can just do like a regular call. It's fine. I just want us to actually get into a zone where like we can actually arrange to meet. Like we've been talking. I don't give my number out. I'm like, okay. This is now weird for me because like
why doesn't she give her number out?
Exactly.
Like why was she talking to you on TikTok?
Exactly. I'm like, why do you even initiate? Why are you even talking to me? Like,
so
I won't lie.
You also
go ahead.
It's a toxic trait.
Go ahead before I confess.
I feel like as women, sometimes we just want to know if we can get you to talk to us.
Okay, that's not.
Wait, like testing.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
So honestly, the toxic trait.
Honestly, in all honesty, I feel like women sometimes, yes, it's a toxic trait. Sometimes you just want to see if you'll be able to like
get him to slide in the DM.
Get you to slide in the DM. Sometimes we're not really that serious, to be honest. Sometimes we're just like, oh, a cute boy is in my DMs, and I just want to talk to him for whatever time. But I don't really want us to be now dating and all these date things.
Yo,
like,
I need to describe Six's face right now. He is shook.
wow.
So that's basically the story of me and Tinder. Opened an account. It was dormant for ages. And then in uni, someone in uni grabs the Tinder account. I think we're just talking about it. Goes on, swipes everybody. So it's like matches galore.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. I'm on Tinder. Start talking to a few people. we talk in the DMs. And then they try to go to WhatsApp. I'm like, no, what am I doing? I don't want to talk to you for real. And then I ghosted all of them.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it's because, like, I wasn't... I was just going to see what happens there. And then when it gets real, I kind of then realize that, this guy is actually serious. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. And yeah, unfortunately, I didn't even just like let them know.
You see what happens now with these situations. It's like, I was having a conversation yesterday with a friend and I was like, you know, sometimes, like, I feel like, because like the Sixth Law, the artist, performer, then there's like Michael, right?
Yeah.
Like some hands just like the Sixth Law, like they'll just be like, yo, okay.
You in your shit.
You know, it's like a thing of like, okay, it's a chance. So it's just a thing I was thinking about, like, are these hands just like vibing with you? Okay, Sixth Law, I want to perform, I want to come to a show, I want to
Free ticket, baby.
You know what I'm saying? It's a weird thing because what happens is, like, I'm not like a guy who I can take a hint, right? Like, I'm not gonna be if I like a girl and like she's giving me hints like, yo, okay, slide into the DM, I'll slide into the DM, right? But then now when we get into these communication issues and stuff like that, it kind of makes me like, okay, you know what, for the next hand I'm going to be super nonchalant because like why am I putting my effort into this? Like, this person, imagine, so I stopped talking to that TikTok and then because she's a big foodie, she's like, yeah, I'm at Mozambique, so this is what's good to eat here. I'm like, this is weird. You don't want to give me your WhatsApp number. You don't want to keep talking to me like everything is normal, you know? And it's for me, it's like a waste of my energy. It's like, what are we doing here? Because I'm super intentional.
It's an experiment.
Nah!
It's like dipping your toes in the water. Is it warm enough?
But it's now I know. That's interesting.
Back to your first example, I also had a comment on that one.
Okay.
I feel like as women, right, once you make the first move, like I've liked your things, I've and then you then now slide into the DMs. I feel like as women we then feel like not really freak out. I feel like we then say, okay, I've done my part. I don't want to keep like advancing, keep making it seem like, you know, I'm pursuing you, and that's why I then fall back because I'm like, there's no way.
And then you'll fall back to the point of like, bruh,
no return.
Yeah.
Or it's like, now it's your turn to really bring out the big muscles because
But
sometimes she really does like you. It's just like, I don't want to now continue to be that
forward.
Yeah. You need to understand it's like an outer body experience for us. Like, if I had to put some effort into a man, even my own man, it feels like, hey, I should really appreciate it because it took everything out of me to do that. So I expect it back tenfold because I gave you a bit.
You know what?
You know what? What I'm realizing, we're talking shit.
Because you know, if I'm talking to Han, in the first example, this Han, we're talking for like 3 weeks, right? And we've gone on dates. You understand? Like, it's actually like, okay, this is a good vibe. Like, we're actually, you know, she's there supporting me at my shows and type of like, it's like going in the right direction, right? Then all of a sudden, that sudden shift. It's like, and throughout this time, like, it's not like I'm not putting effort or I'm not calling or I'm not doing whatever it is communication-wise. But then it's like, the sudden fallback is like, come on, fam. Like, literally, you could have just gone like, it's not for me.
But you see,
But it is for me.
I think the logic is not very different to guys in that situation.
Okay.
My best guess would be that there was someone else in the picture that she wanted to give a try without necessarily cutting you off. And you guys do that all the time.
Safe choice,
No,
baby.
that's fair.
Because then what does she say to you? Hey, look, I'm interested in someone else, but just like hang on, because this might not work out and I might want to still come back. Because believe you me, she's gonna She's gonna hate stranger you one of these days.
Ooh, I hate stranger.
Hey, big head.
That's it, no. But she will hate stranger you.
Yeah.
And that's the reason for just like withdrawing without anything.
Yeah.
And also, I think it is just that weakness in communication. Because the other alternative is something happened, or she saw something or perceived something that put her off. And she chose to just go ghost rather than to address it.
Yeah.
But you see,
Because it's weird when you're in a talking stage, right? Like maybe, for example, building on what Amma was saying, like where if you notice something and then it's like, we just 2 weeks into talking and then you kind of feel like
it's too much.
It's too much for me to be like, oi, like you kind of did this and then that made me feel like this. Then it's like, let me just take a back seat. Let me take several steps back.
I hear that.
Yeah. Or she's friends with your other talking stage and they discussed it and they were like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Okay.
You laugh, but
But okay, to be perfectly honest with that situation, there was no other talking stage. It was just I actually find it difficult to do like multiple talking stages.
So
like
how are you going to have multiple girlfriends?
But there's a difference between you being in a talking stage with two girls at the same time and you having had been in a talking stage with her friend in not so near future, and then whatever happened with that situation is what is her perspective is coming through.
Okay.
It happens.
That's a fair point. You mentioned something about like the hey stranger thing, right?
Yeah.
This hey stranger thing happens.
Six
This
have some water.
this hey stranger thing. The problem is now, after we do this dance in our chat, because me, I'm like blue tick. It's like, hey stranger. I'm like, I'm a stranger.
But she's trying to re-engage.
No.
Hey, stranger.
It's toxic shame.
Is it toxic?
Alice, what's your toxic trait, bro? What's your toxic trait?
I think it's communication as well. I think so.
What do you do? You tell us what you do.
Like how I was explaining to him. Like if,
the testing, the dipping your toes.
I'm not going to put like so much effort into something. I feel like you're the man. Like I'm only going to match your energy. So feel like you
should, bring it on,
you come 90%, I'll do 10.
I feel like that's not toxic, especially in the beginning.
It's toxic.
No, I'm not looking for a man. I'm not chasing. Half the time you're the one who just started talking to me. So make the effort. And then when we're in a situation, then okay, fine. We'll balance it out.
Maybe my toxic trait is that it's not really going to go 50-50 ever. So
you see, exactly. And
but
I feel
what are we talking about? Because there's certain things that you are going to put more in
general.
Yeah, it shouldn't be 50.
But here's why I put pushback.
I mean, either. I feel like I'm exposing myself too much.
Why I give pushback on this is that I've been in relationships in the past, right, which have started and there was none of this. Do you get what I mean? Like, so I know that Hans are capable of communicating, of effective communication, right? So if a Han like ghosts or does whatever she does, right? And then I take it as like, okay, basically, like, let's say I go and think, okay, so probably you have another dude there and you're trying to play the field. When you hate stranger me, man, I'm like, not yet. I'm not that nigga who's going to like let you like walk around. You know, I'm like, because at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, I got options too. Like, I could be like wilding out as well.
You see, this generation of I'm the prize man. What is this? What is this? You've got options. Okay, go.
Yeah.
What are your options?
That's what I'm saying. That if she goes hey stranger, I'll be with the option. It's just
her hey strangering you is actually the opposite of what we're saying. That's effort.
That's not effort. After you ghosted me for this,
small ghosting.
After the ghosting, there's no take back. Because me, I'm like, yo, if you ghosted, You have to stay over there. You have to make peace with your decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's another one, guys. I think I also do this one. Testing behavior. Testing someone's love or loyalty by creating scenarios.
Here we go.
Testing someone's behavior.
It's just science.
You have to. That's messed up. Guys,
You have to investigate some of these things.
No, guys, that's
and
messed up.
scientifically, if you have a theory, it must be proved.
do you know what?
You have a control and you create a scenario to see how he would act.
That shit has happened to me.
Being tested.
You were tested.
That's bad.
Like, oh, I am in hospital. Please show
no,
me
that's
your
crazy.
love.
Hey.
Please show me your love. And then they weren't actually in hospital.
No,
No,
that's
you
guys.
know.
No, that's actually messed
Okay,
up.
that's not what I'm talking about.
that's the extreme of testing now.
Yeah.
It's like you start off testing small things, and then you start getting crazy and start testing with made up scenarios. That are really,
manipulative.
yeah.
Okay, all right. I've misunderstood the prompt.
Oh, really? Testing. So it's basically creating scenarios in order to like test someone's loyalty to the relationship. So an example would be, let me
Okay.
see.
I was thinking
had
of
an
it
ex-girlfriend who
in a mild way.
made a friend like
Yeah,
slide
yeah,
into my DM
yeah.
just to test loyalty.
Oh, did
And
you
then,
do?
and then afterwards, she was like, hey, you passed. I was like, oh.
That's not cute. That's not funny, guys.
Like,
You
damn.
passed.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Is that toxic?
Yes. That is wild, dog.
I mean, I've never thought of it, but like also, wow. What if he doesn't pass?
Then you
Now you know.
and now you know.
And the weird thing when we do those things, then the friend and your man start doing
They get-
funny things.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how could this happen to me?
But
Well,
like you put yourself in that position.
well.
Crazy. So, you went to the hospital.
No.
You failed.
I asked a friend, I was like, is this for real? And then the friend was like, huh?
No.
Then I was just like,
Why are you testing me?
Damn.
Yeah. I thought like more in the, hypothetically, if this and this happened.
Oh, would you love me if I was a worm?
yeah,
that's
no,
cute.
that's
That's
cute.
okay. That's like enacting things like to happen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, or
so
like
much energy.
just making things up, like, oh, you've cheated on me, what, and then you're like, what the hell?
Just to see the reaction.
Just to see how he
Oh my
reacts.
gosh. Yeah, y'all be toxic.
Any other toxic traits?
Guys, what I've just realized is,
Yeah, women.
women
kinda
are
suck.
toxic. I mean, we're perfect or whatever, but like, damn.
You? But you see, I don't think I could ever. There's also this one, double standards, holding others to high expectations while excusing one's own behavior in similar situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, shame.
You know, sometimes I feel like because of patriarchy, then we're sort of entitled to that little bit of leg room in some situations because the whole world favors you all the time. So in some
we also want to
situations,
put ourselves in situations that favor us.
we get a patriarchy pass every now and then.
Yeah, at least one. Okay, once a year. Twice a year, maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe this one is one for me. Because I always get the, but if it was you,
What did you have?
and I'll be like, it's different.
Yeah.
Principle.
Hectic.
No.
So yeah, guys, I think
So what's the verdict? Are we toxic or not? Nah. We're not that toxic, right?
yes.
We didn't even go through all of them.
No, we didn't.
There's playing the victim. refusing to take responsibility for one's own actions and consistently blaming others for personal problems. I see this a lot, especially in more of a workplace professional setup, where it's like, oh, but I'm marginalized. I couldn't have done this. But it's like, it's now a question of your own effort of doing something. But for some reason, you're always the victim. Something is wrong. Something stops you from just doing your job.
I don't know if this one aligns to that, but I remember a situation in a previous relationship where when I give her advice about the situation, so she'll come and go like, oh, this person did this, did that, did that. Like, okay, maybe you should try to do this or do that, right? And then kind of get backlash, like, nah, you don't get it. Then she goes to someone else who gives her the exact same advice that I gave her, and she takes it. And that was like a major problem to me, because it was like, they literally just said the exact same thing I said.
Yeah, but you said it mean.
You said it mean.
I said it mean. Wow. Okay, I said it mean. There's nothing like that. I was like, so these things, or even situations where like your person is playing victim, but she's kind of the wrong one in the situation.
Yeah.
You have to be like, I'm not. Should I align? If I align with you and say this is correct, but I also have to kind of keep it 100. With
Putting you in the wrong things.
Yeah, because you're kind of violent. Then that leads to a fight.
I think yeah. Dang. No wonder why people are struggling with relationships, eh?
Yeah. I think there's not enough talk around this where women get it wrong.
Yeah.
And anytime it's addressed, either that person is a pick-me for saying that, or you just hate women.
Yeah. Final words. Who wants to close off this episode? Because I'm feeling a bit like...
This is way too much accountability at once.
Ooh, for
Like,
one
I'm feeling like I need to
episode.
apologize now. Like...
Yeah. Okay, I guess to all the women and all the people who've been affected by some toxicity by women, I think this is a conversation we need to keep on having. Introspect a little bit, try and say sorry without an explanation, without a take back. The same way you want your feelings to be respected, maybe also give that out as well. And yeah.
I don't know, you're like, maybe also just a suggestion.
Yeah, maybe be nice to the guys sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe.
And also, like what Chido was saying, self-awareness is really important.
Yeah.
Because when you then realize, okay, this is what I'm doing, you won't continue to do it. Hopefully. You'll learn from that. You'll be like, oh, okay, no, this is actually toxic. And that guy I really liked could have been my man's by now, but I decided to be toxic. So yeah, just like, see where you're going wrong and, make a plan to go the right direction.
My closing remark would be, thank you for having this conversation. Like, I think it's actually needed, and I think it'll be important for a lot of guys who are just kind of moving in anger and toxicity, because maybe you see, like when you're explaining the TikTok thing where it's like, oh, maybe she's just dipping her toes. That's trying to, like, we can't read minds, we don't know this. From outside it's just like, what's going on,
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be the start of a good conversation, and hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, so to the angry dudes, unleash, just like, for this one time and one time only. Go at us. Tell us the toxic traits that you've seen in women that kind of go unacknowledged. And perhaps maybe there's guys who are feeling even gaslit to say that, you know, you're unhappy with these things that are happening in your relationship, but obviously your girl is not going to admit that she's wrong. So maybe like just gently send her this episode and maybe she'll take it from us and try to be a little bit better sometimes.
Amen.
Okay, try to be better. Full stop.
Heidi.
Bye. Like, follow, share, subscribe,
Comment.
send us inbox.
We want money.